spotted a bull that's in a killable spot. And that's the first time that's happened so far, so we can't even see how big he is. But we're gonna go get set up just in case. His head's behind a tree. But we can tell he's a bull just from his body. It looks like a good sized body. Probably at least a 16-inch spike. But it's in a great place as far as being able to kill it. And it's in an even better place as far as being able to pack it. So we're gonna go get set up. You just want to shoot it. You're sure you're solid? Crosshairs aren't moving. Huh? Is he down? He's down. Oh my gosh. He's not moving. I can't believe. We sat here for like an hour watching the bull over there. Donnie came over. I'd shoot him. I think the opportunity that we have. 12 o'clock. Better not walk away from it. We have 2 tags. So, we have 1 done. It's just going to take 2 days to get him out of here. I was just going to say, Donnie just knew that that's as close as an elk's going to get to the trail. Corey kept talking about going up past where we went yesterday. Figured this will save us 6 miles. Which half a mile an hour is 12 hours. I know. Good shot. Nice shoot. She bites. You didn't know. I watched your shoulder. Didn't bite me, but it bit him.
Oh, yeah. Bites on the front end.
There is no recoil to this. Shit's good. Now I can drink some water. We've been rationing our water because there's no creeks up here. I probably have 16 ounces of water left. So, on the way over to him, there's a creek. We'll be able to get some water. There's just not many places over here to be able to have a vantage point and see any kind of openings. Very good archery spot, I think, is what we've decided. Not so much a rifle spot. We'll get him backed out. Corey's got a tag, so there's some other spots we know of that have a little more open. Hopefully we can see as many elk as we did in here too, so it's good to get done though.
Well, just the way Donnie was having troubles finding the bull this morning, I thought we were going to have to find one that's just bedded on an open hillside. We did.
Yeah. In between camera takes, I put a contact in. My scope I have adjusted for my left eye, so it's in focus for me. Corey's is not in focus.
Told you, anybody that has LASIK done to one eye is just asking for problems. So, John says we're just 100 yards from camp. I think we might be a little farther than that. But we're going to climb up 300 yards to camp. And then we're going to pack everything down to the bottom. And then we're going to pack everything halfway up the other side. And we're going to drop it. We're going to go take care of the elk, probably hang the meat, and go back and get our camp. Hike out with our camp, and then come in tomorrow and try to one-trip the elk out tomorrow. So that's the plan. We'll see what darkness brings. Well, we got it done with daylight left still, so that's good. Go back over to our packs where we dropped them, grab our camp and everything. Just get the trek out. It'll be dark before we make it out, but at least we got the job done before dark. Start hiking. I think we've got 45 minutes or an hour of daylight left, so. We were on the right hillside. We had sunshine over here the whole time. Just went down, just sat. So, hike out. Donnie's on the board. His second bull of the season. And he broke the antlers. I'll really get him officially scored now. we're on our way back in for trip number 2 with Donnie's bull to get it packed out. We took out enough last night that I think it'll make it manageable to take it out here in one trip. We made it out last night after dark and stayed at base camp. Hiked back in this morning and trying to find a way that's manageable to pack it out here, but every way we've come, that's the 4th way across that draw now, and it's just blow down central. There's just no good way across it, so we're gonna have to just
stepping.
Yeah, to fight through it with the heavy loads, and then once we hit the west side of the ridge over there, it gets a little more open, a little easier to navigate, although it was frozen pretty solid this morning coming in. So side hilling on a steep hill that's frozen solid is, well, it is what it is, but could have been a lot worse places to kill an elk.
Yes.
Get it packed out and come up with a plan to maybe see if we can find another one to shoot. Well, we got Donnie's elk packed out and back to the truck and decided to do a little driving, see if we could glass anything from the roads, which figured we wouldn't be able to, and we can't, but seeing some pretty country and resting our knees, which are desperately needing a rest. It was just a lot of downfall, a lot of high stepping, frozen ground, snow, so just not the most pleasant pack, but we've had worse. You have a dad joke?
I don't have a dad joke.
Come on.
Come on.
I have a dad poem.
A dad poem?
Yeah.
He's eloquent.
There once was a man from Kilbride who fell in an outhouse and died. His grief-stricken brother fell into another, and now they're interred side by side.
Oh, you know what you get when you mix an elephant and a rhinoceros?
No.
If I know. That's about it.
That is about it.
That's how deep my mind
Let's
was.
go. Getting an early start this morning and head up the mountain before it gets daylight and hope to be up on top by light. It worked a couple years ago for us to leave early and shoot a bull, so today's basically gonna be the last good day. It's supposed to be 3/4 of an inch of rain tomorrow, which is hard to believe. It was 5 degrees 2 days ago, but the windows weren't iced over this morning. I think it was 21, 24 degrees. So still plenty chilly, but it's supposed to warm up to like 40 today and then only get down to like 37 tonight and then be 37 and rain tomorrow. So
all day rain.
All day rain, heavy rain, so even if it's snow, no visibility. So we're gonna put in a good effort today and try to make it happen. Season closes in 2 days, so Got today, rain day tomorrow, half a rain day on Friday, and then Friday afternoon supposed to start clearing up, so we'll see what happens. But we're gonna climb the hill. Yeah, it's probably more than a hill, about 1,200 feet, and get up on top and see what we can glass. We're seeing lots of trails and tracks and a few elk way up on top, so that's where we're heading. Well, we hiked up to where we wanted to get to and made it up there in good time. We didn't see a thing. We saw 5 cows, but there's no tracks really above a certain level. Right back up here on the trail, there were quite a few elk tracks that crossed going out this ridge, but going that way, the far open knob we were looking at, there was a pile of tracks on it. And I'm sure there's elk on the backside, but that's a good 5-mile pack out of there, so probably not the smartest thing to do knowing that there's a big storm coming tonight. So we turned around, we're going to hike out this ridge and see. I don't know how much we'll be able to glass out there. There's not a lot of open, but follow the tracks, see if they lead us to an elk. So far they've not. Well, it's just about noon. We've been sitting here glassing everything we can see. And the only elk that we saw were in the saddle right above where Donnie shot his a couple days ago. So just no sign up here. We thought these open hills is where they'd be bedded down out in the middle of the day, but there's just no sign, no tracks, nothing. So we had a big storm coming in. It's starting to get cloudy. It's supposed to get really stormy tomorrow. So I think if we want to shoot something, we probably need to get over on the ridge where Donnie shot his. And it's the only place we've seen good concentration of elk and any real bulls. So as much as I hate to climb and then go back down and then go climb another mountain, I think that's our best bet for killing something. So we might make our way across this ridge and see if we run into any tracks or anything, but as of now, I think we're going to head back down. these bugling bulls in November, but we jumped a cows. We were coming up on the main ridge, and she ran over the hill, and all of a sudden a bull bugled. So we started moving in, and he must have bugled 40 or 50 times on his own. I think he was bedded there. I saw a bedded elk about 130, 140 yards from us. I could just see tan color. I turned and told John, there's a bedded elk there. I turned back around and stood up, and he bugled right there. And then for whatever reason, well, I think the reason was the wind. The wind's coming out of this way. So I think they fed out that way, so they had the wind coming in their face. Because if it came by us like we wanted them to, they wouldn't have had the wind. We had 3 cows come through at like 120 yards. If the bull would have followed, it'd been a chip shot. But elk hunting's full of ifs. If only. Cool to hear an elk bugle in November. And have a rifle. And almost get to see him. It's just so thick in here. Well, that's a wrap on that elk hunt and on our elk season.
Yes.
We got back to camp about 11 o'clock that night, and with the weather forecast, we got looking at things and thought, there's 12 inches of snow sitting at camp, and if rain comes in here, it might make a mess, and it's actually a good thing. We got rain for the next 2 days, and it turned that snow into just a icy, slushy mess. I don't know if we'd have been able to get camp out of there. So we pulled out from camp and headed home, and
yes,
that was the season. So I did not fill an elk tag this season.
No,
but
you did not.
I had some pretty incredible hunts with Donnie, with each of my kiddos, with Sam and Ryan's on the Outfitters for Hope hunt.
Yep.
We spent some quality time and had some pretty awesome experiences.
He had an opportunity to shoot that bull.
Yeah, I did. But, we were in a bad spot back in there, and I didn't know how excited I was to shoot an elk and pack it out of there. We kind of went back in there hoping we'd find bigger bulls, and I think we both realized that they were in there, but those bigger bulls don't come out on the open hillsides in the daylight hours. And it was funny, John and I were standing down over the hill. We'd seen that bull. The bull went over there and bedded, and he was on the open hillside, and we're all sitting there glassing it. I'd pulled out snacks and was sitting there eating. We were there for 20, 30 minutes probably, and Donnie went over to glass down the backside, and John came walking over, and I'm like, can't convince Donnie to shoot that bull, huh? And John's like, no, he hasn't said anything about then. Donnie came over, he's like, what'd you say? I'm like, I was just joking with John, just said we hadn't been able to convince you to shoot that bull yet. And Donnie said, I'll shoot it. So we went from sitting there watching a bull that probably felt he was safe to, we're going to shoot that bull and pack him out of here.
Yep. It worked, though.
It was a great shot.
At least we didn't hike in there for nothing.
That's right. Yeah. Then the next day we went on a good hike into some deep snow up on top, and it just wasn't. It was really good for glassing and seeing elk, but we were way back in there and still not seeing the elk. So it just, especially with the rain that was coming, it would have been an absolute miserable pack out of there, spending a couple days getting that elk out of there. So.
Yeah.
It was the right decision. As hard as it was to turn and leave, knowing we're on the cusp, we're just about to break over to where the elk have to be. I think we could have killed an elk. I know we could have killed an elk, but it was the right decision not to kill an elk with where we were and what was coming. So, but we went back to where you shot your elk, and listened to an elk bugle for 2 hours straight.
Yep.
Before it got dark. That bull bugled, I don't know, 50 times
Yeah.
on his own.
For hours.
We didn't bugle once. We just kept slipping in closer and closer. And just to show what kind of terrain it was, we were within 130 yards of him and never saw the bull. And he bugled for 2 hours.
Yep.
And then when he got up, he went away from us up on the ridge. And just a matter of the wind. The storm coming in had changed the thermals and the wind that night. Typically, those elk fed right below where we were, but because of what the wind was doing, they knew it wasn't safe to do that, and they took the back door out.
Yeah, they walked closer to the wolves that were howling.
Yeah, there was a wolf howling when we packed your elk out. When we went in to pack your elk, there was a wolf in the same canyon that was howling, and howled quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
So, cool to hear elk bugling. I think that was November 1st. November 1st or 2nd.
Yep.
And we had to listen to an elk bugle. It was a lazy bugle, but he was talkative.
Yeah. Yeah, that spot is...
It's safe. If anybody wants the coordinates there, I'll give them to you, because you won't find us going back in there for a rifle hunt.
Yes. Be a good, decent spot to go back archery.
Still got the blowdowns to contend with.
Yeah.
And the elk are going to be in that timber, so you're going to have to pack an elk through blowdowns.
Yep.
And it's 5 or 6 miles to get in there, so they're there for a reason, and they're safe there for a reason. So
Yes.
it was a good season. Gave us a lot to think about and continue learning from here over the next 6 months until next elk season.
Yep.
Speaking of next elk season,
Yeah.
Destination Elk V7 is already planned and underway, and it's going to be awesome. So, going back to the team concept, I know a lot of people like the Donnie and I season. A lot of people like the team concept. So, going back to team concept, there'll be some new people involved, and there's going to be some pretty unexpected twists that take place
Yes.
in the next series. So I don't want to give away too much, but I'll just say that if you're hungry for more Destination Elk, well, hunger might be a theme in next season's series. So stay tuned for more coming there.
Yes.
And stay tuned for some announcements that I'm super excited to share regarding new direction in the elk calling world, and some exciting stuff coming there.
We had some new products this year that we were able to
Yep, test out some new products.
test out and
work on
utilize.
some stuff, yeah. A couple of things that are worth mentioning. So part of this last episode was filmed with an iPhone and through binoculars. So Sig Sauer has the new 12X. They are image stabilized. And if you've not looked through a pair of image stabilized binoculars, they are life-changing. But with the all-in adapter, so it's just the adapter that goes on the eyepiece of the binocular, it'll take the phone and just immediately slap it on there, and it's lined up and ready to take pictures, video. Super awesome setup. With the image stabilized binoculars, turn it that way, videoing in horizontal, and you can hand hold it while you're videoing because it's image stabilized. So these have been awesome. I've got to use them shed hunting. This combination with the all-in adapter and the SIG image stabilized binoculars, it has been phenomenal. Super exciting.
It's a definite game changer. And like Corey said, if you haven't, everybody that picks them up looks at them and goes, wow, these are a game changer.
Yeah. Let me show you a video here of what it looks like looking through regular binoculars without image stabilization, and then just looking through these with the image stabilization on. All right, taking a look here at the Sig Sauer Zulu 6 image stabilized binocular. These are a 16 power, and I've got the all-in magscope adapter on there. There's a sign down there about 80 yards down the hill. So just want to show what the image stabilization does. So there's the sign, 80 yards, 16 power, and this is handheld. When you turn on the image stabilization, that's what you see. That's the regular mode, and then if you go to target mode on the image stabilization, it locks. These are game changers. There's handheld. That's what you see when you're looking through them without any kind of stabilization, without a tripod, anything. Turn on the image stabilization. And if you really want to stabilize it, turn on target mode. So pretty awesome. The other thing that we got to try out this year was, I can't show you the tent or the stove yet, but this is a titanium stove from Peaks Equipment in here. And you probably saw a couple of glimpses of it in the last couple episodes, but this is a backcountry dream for when the weather gets cold or wet. So
Perfect addition to your teepee.
yeah, so the teepee is really growing on me. I've not been a teepee fan, I'll be honest, but with the Nest, and especially with some new products that are coming out very shortly that I've been able to test out, coupled with this new titanium stove, it's incredible. And it's lightweight. I mean, you can see how small it is. It's flat, small, everything's in here. The chimney, stovepipe, the body, the legs, everything's here. And it's, I mean, I don't know what that weighs.
3 pounds, 4 pounds.
I would
Maybe.
say touch over 2.
2?
Yeah, but I've been wrong once before, and
Yeah.
twice actually, in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
So cool products coming out. Keep an eye out for that. It's not released yet, but it will be very soon. And Peak said, hey, you used it and tested it, showed it in the video so you can talk about it. But really cool concept. It goes together super quick and easy. And man, when it was 7 degrees that night, it was so nice to have a little fire going right next to you there, and waking up in the morning. So the sleeping bag has little arm holes. You can stick your arms out, which I thought was the biggest gimmick and waste of a feature on a sleeping bag. I absolutely love it now. Put your arms out through it. I could lay in my sleeping bag, reach over and get the fire going, get back in till it warmed up, and then climb out and get dressed. So changed my, I didn't like going in the backcountry when it was cold. It just wasn't comfortable and wasn't fun. But with the teepee and the stove and the new sleeping bag, Peaks has changed the game for sure.
Yes.
And final chance, right now, go to elk101.com/DEV6. This is the last time you're going to be able to sign up to win one of the awesome gear packages we're giving away and purchase one of the cool Destination Elk V6 t-shirts. So elk101.com/DEV6. And those prize packages that we're giving away, again, just a huge thank you to our partners here, Yeti, Mountain Ops, Peaks Equipment, and the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. And one more pitch for you to become a member of the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation if you're not currently. If you hunt elk, I can't think of a reason why you shouldn't give $40 to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation to help conserve, preserve, and protect the future of elk and elk hunting. They do so much in just everything conservation related to elk hunting. Access, getting more elk on the mountain, getting more access on the mountain, and making elk hunting experiences better for all of us. So go to rmef.org to sign up and become a member today.
Yep.
So with that, thank you, our faithful viewers, for following us through another season of Destination Elk. There were some good times, there were some lows, there were some slow times, but
Yes.
that's what makes elk hunting so exciting and so rewarding.
Gives us a little bit of extra drive too.
Yep.
That's we learned a lot. We know some things that we need to change up, and
And
looking forward to
guaranteed to make some mistakes again next year.
what next year's going to bring.
Yep. So, best wishes to you in all of your adventures, and love hearing from you. Leave comments below, send us an email, reach out to us on social media, and we'll see you back here next season for Destination Elk V7.